As early as the beginning of the 1940s, aircraft designers understood that the future belonged to jet propulsion. In practice, though, that potential took time to unlock. Early engines were temperamental and unreliable, and their thrust was barely enough to compete with the best piston power plants of the day. Even so, leadership kept pushing this new kind of aviation forward. Experiments with the first jets, such as the P-59 fighter, highlighted a serious problem. They needed very long runways to take off. At the same time, the new technology was being sought not only by the Army Air Forces, but by the Navy as well, and urgently so. For carrier aviation, short takeoff capability was essential. To solve the issue, planners proposed a clever workaround: combine two power plants in one aircraft, a conventional piston engine and a promising turbojet. Several companies submitted proposals. Some suggested using the piston engine only for the takeoff run and leaving the rest of the flight to the jet. In the end, however, the Navy chose Ryan's design. It was an unexpected pick, since the company had previously focused mainly on light trainers. The contract was signed in February 1943, and just 16 months later, the first prototype flew, the FR-1 Fireball. At a glance, the new fighter looked unremarkable: an ordinary cylindrical fuselage, a straight wing, and a classic radial piston engine in the nose. The real secret was tucked into the tail. There, designers installed a General Electric J-31 turbojet derived from Frank Whittle's British work. The engineers made an interesting choice. The aircraft used a single fuel system, but the engine controls were separate. Exactly as the Navy wanted, the Fireball could fly on either engine independently. In testing, the aircraft reached 680 kilometers per hour. Some piston fighters were faster, but pilots were pleased anyway. The twin-thrust machine was praised for its handling and impressive climb rate. After a round of refinements, the Navy formally accepted the Fireball into service in early 1945. Like many late-war entrants, it proved to be a transitional step. The rushed development showed immediately. Production aircraft were finicky, and the nose gear failed with unsettling regularity. By some accounts, one Fireball made what may have been the first carrier landing powered solely by jet thrust. It wasn't a stunt. The piston engine had simply quit in flight. Before long, the FR-1 earned a reputation as a complex, headstrong aircraft, one that only top pilots could truly master. With the end of the Second World War, the program's fate was sealed. The Navy promptly canceled an order for more than 1,000 fighters. Production ultimately stopped at around 70 aircraft, none of which ever met the Japanese or the Luftwaffe in combat. Aviation was advancing at breakneck speed, and stopgap hybrids like twin thrust became obsolete almost overnight. By 1947, the FR-1 was withdrawn from service, replaced by true jet fighters that would permanently reshape air warfare.